Hello, my name is Gregor von Laschewski, and today we are talking about uploading a new SSH key and using Git for our project uploads. The thing to do is you will be starting your virtual machine. If you are not having a virtual machine, please replicate this on your computer. If you're using Windows, you can use Git bash for doing that. So let's start a terminal. So terminal. And we should be seeing here our username and the name of the machine. I named it class. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to create an SSH key for this particular machine, because the key that you may have created on your laptop is certainly different from the one that we have, and we should not copy the private key between two different machines. So let's say SSH keygen. And it's good to read the manual page to this. And we see here a lot of parameters, and we can actually do this all via the parameters. And one of the parameters is to add a comment to the and one of the parameters is to add a comment to your key with a capital C. So what we can do, for example, is we can now say SSH keygen -c, and then I typically use my email address here or the machine. My name is Gregor von Laschewski, and today we are talking about uploading a new SSH key to GitLab and how do you use GitLab from the command line. So let's start a terminal, and what we want to do is we want to create first an SSH key. There's a command that's called SSH keygen, and as you probably know by now, you can look up a manual page of this particular command, and it will give you all kinds of options and a wonderful explanation about how this particular command works. One of the things that we want to do is we want to associate a comment with the key so that we can distinguish it from the key that we have on our laptop. So let's do the comment virtual machine. Now we create a key. It puts it into the default location. Let's type return. Now we need to use a passphrase, and we need to be making sure that the passphrase is long enough for us. Otherwise, and we should not use no passphrase key. So we have now created a passphrase. If I want to ever look up where this key is located, we say ls.ssh, and as you can see, there is the public and the private key. You should never share the private key, which is the one without the pub at it, and the pub key we can actually upload now to GitLab. So one of the things that we have to do is we cat this particular file. And as you can see, the comment is being added at the end of the key, and this all together is my entire key. So what I can do now is I can go to, if I created a key, let's upload it to GitLab. So let's start the browser. Let's go to GitLab and sign in. Now we see all our projects, and let's go into profile settings. So we can see here our two screens that we have. And in profile settings, we see the SSH keys tab. So let's go there. So let's go and copy this key here, all of this key. Let's go to the browser. Let's paste the key in here. Let's assign a title, such as VM. This way we know that this is the title. As you can see, it actually takes it over. Let's add this key. Now we have actually two keys in here, one with the title VM, and then another one that we have created earlier. So let's visit our SSH keys. And here we see our two keys. This means that we can now use our GitLab account from here. So let's just go to our project. So I go back to my GitLab account and see my projects. And I happen to have a project 00. You have a different project name here. I just needed to have this different because so that can you publicly view this. So I can now go to my projects you will be going to use. I copy my location to the clipboard. I paste it into my window and I say Control A to get to the beginning, git clone, and this will then clone it. However, I've forgotten to install it. So how do we install it? Well, it even gives you here the wonderful error message and gives you the tip on how to do this. I can say which git just to make sure if it's installed. It's installed now. So I go back to my git clone. I clone it. I add the and now if I make an ls, I see the directory project 00 in here. I go to my project. Now I see the content of the project. Now I would like to maybe make a modification. Let's say I would like to change the file readme. Now I would like to edit maybe a file. So let's take a look at what is in our directory. So let's edit the file readme. And as you can see, as this is I have here the contents of it. Maybe I want to add a change log here. Change log just to record what I have done. And here is edit from VM, just to have something in it. So if I cat the file, you will see the edit from VM at the end. Now I need to be adding my file to our Git. Please remember that there's first a local copy of Git. So I say git commit -a, and I have forgotten to specify my username, my global configuration. So let's say git config --global, and then the user email, user.email So now I can commit it. I add a commit message, maybe something like this. Add a commit from VM. Now we see that one file has changed in our Git, local copy of Git, Now that we have it in a local copy, we need to be pushing it out to the remote copy. So if we were to, for example, go here and into our repository and take a look, the file that we have here has still not changed. So what we want to do is we want to push it to our remote repository. So we say git push, and this will be now pushing our repository. And there's an additional message here. We need to be setting this up, and I simply say git config -- global push dot default matching, and this message will not come next time I do this. So when I go here now to my repository and say refresh, we hope to see, for example, our change, and as we can see, we have here a change log. Now what we could, for example, do is change our information here from another machine. So let's assume your partner has changed something. I simulate this now while simply doing an edit here in this file, but this could be also done with the previous method that I've shown you. So now we say change by another user. We commit the change. We double check, see we have this change now committed, but on our local file, when we cat the README file, it's not that there. We have to actually pull it from the repository. Git pull, and if everything works, we see one change, and if we cat our file again, we see that the change has been done. This is an easy way to synchronize between each other. However, you still need to be coordinating with each other, because you could be overwriting each other's commits, and you could be coming into a commit challenge and then into conflict. And this can be easily repaired, because you find some greater signs and some smaller signs with the differences, and you have to work out the differences and correct all the comments between these different files in order to make sure that they are all consistent. And that's really all there is to know about Git and how do you manage Git locally on your machine. Thank you very much.